So, Kate and Tommy, I hope y'all are doing well. And Kate, it certainly was great to see you today. This is going to be a quick update for both of y'all as kind of a documentation of, what we did today and what we went over and kind of a plans for the future. So, Kate, your swing looks great. In fact, real compact and simple, and it's exactly. I don't see anything there, quite frankly. It all looks fantastic to me. So, Tommy, what we did, we got sort of closed out on the 9 holes because they wouldn't open the golf course until later, and also they don't take carts. But that's okay. We was able to work on what you wanted worked on today anyway. So we got out there kind of early and hit some. They were at least some 30-yard pitch shots, and started out just chipping, and then went to some pitch shots, and so it was strictly a matter of thinking about getting the ball to the hole. That's all it was to it, just staying aggressive on these 30-yard pitch shots. And so that's all it was. So physically, I had Kate just rotate her grip from strong to weak so the ball wouldn't go left. So, she can, Kate, you can work on that if that worked for you, fine. But it's an old thing that I found. Read an article. Lee Trevino was talking about he'd weaken his grip so that the chip shots and pitch shots wouldn't go to the left. So if that works for you, that's just a quick tip. Mentally, the only thing is the thought of just staying aggressive, not too aggressive, but getting the ball to the hole, just staying aggressive, and then that was it. Then we went over and did some pitch shots. They were probably, I'd say 15 yards, somewhere in that 40 feet, somewhere in that neighborhood. And they were on the, where the sand is over there near the driving range. Now, these were uphill and the green was flat and it ran out. So you can't leave it short where we were, or you'd be in the sand. Can't leave it long. So kind of challenging, a little roughy, scruffy grass. And so she did great on those. Again, it was just a matter of picking out a spot and then focusing on the swing at that point. Then we did some pure flop shots, which is straight over the bunker. I mean, there was no margin of error there. You go short, you're in the face. She did great on those as well. Okay, so the mental part on that was, and this is something that led up into our range work. So it's something that I have been working on with different clients, ball and bat, ball and club, sports, which is called directional self-talk. Now, it doesn't work with someone that's in the developmental stages. It doesn't work with them at all. However, with Kate, she's not in the developmental stages. So what kind of, this all led up to this thought. So you're on the range, you got, 25 balls, 50 balls, or whatever. And so instead of just banging ball after ball, I told her, I was like, aim left of the pin. And hit a little fade or just hit it straight, just left of the pin, 15, 20 feet or whatever to the left. Aim at the pin, aim right of the pin, and then go to different targets out into the range. And so this thing called directional self-talk is real narrow meaning on the focus, real narrow focus on what a person is trying to do. It's got nothing to do with mechanics. It's got everything to do with feel, and you got to sort of trust your swing, obviously, in order to do that. Now, there's a lot involved with that. I mean, you don't want to hit it left when the pin is left, obviously. So there's a lot of course management with that in the puzzle. And so, this is after you factor in everything else in the puzzle, then you just say to yourself, just hit it a little bit left of the pin. I kind of have been using this a little bit. I got a tip from Lee Hodges, and he plays golf with a client of mine down in Canebrake. And so Lee was out there with my client, and my client asked him about this thing on, self-talk and directional self-talk. Of course, I'm 15 feet in proximity to the hole. That's my whole thing, with a wedge in your hand, hit it 15 feet. Well, Lee was like, I hit it 5 feet. I hit it. I never aim at the pin, and I try to hit it 5 feet, either short, left, right, or long, depending on the green and if I can get an uphill putt. So I was like, wow, I'm sort of like 15 feet, with my clients. He's at 5 feet. Not only 5 feet, but 5 feet in the front left, front right, back left, or back right, depending on where the pin is. He doesn't want to have a downhill putt. He wants to have a straight uphill putt or just a flat putt. So, I guess, that's a PGA Tour player. But the point is that he uses this as well. And I have tagged it directional self-talk, meaning that the only thought going up into the shot, up over the shot, is, like 15 feet. I say 15 feet left or right or something like that, but he was at 5 feet. So, but it's declaration, a declarative in nature. You state it. This is what I want, is 10 feet left of the pin with a fade or straight or something like that. And you know what? I have been working on this now for, I think, 2 or 3 months with several of my golfers and some baseball players, and they are right at that like 70%, sometimes even higher. Cate was even higher today of doing that. So 7 out of 10 balls was exactly what she wanted. The other 30% was not exactly right, but it probably would have been on the green, and there was just a very small amount that, had flared out to the right. So my thoughts were that this, I used this with a client of mine. I told her just to hit it in the middle of the green. Every ball, I don't care where the pin is, just get me to the middle of the green, because she was so nervous, and she did very, very well in a tournament. So kind of in that sense, directional, just go in the middle, just go straight down the middle of the fairway and straight onto the green in the middle, no matter where the pin is. Now, my thinking is that Cate is a little bit more advanced than that, so that if a pin is to the right or to the left, she can aim a little bit left or right and then fade it in there or draw it in there. But quite frankly, Tommy and Cate, this thing with this client, and she's a collegiate player as well, middle of the green, middle of the fairway, it has worked very well for this client. So it's something that I want y'all to think about as well. Okay, now moving to, so Tommy, because we were not able to do what we wanted to do, and it was only a review on the Zoom other night, I'm thinking that we'll just make this today, and on the Zoom call, we'll just make that our first, number 1 consult out of the 6. And so we will pick it back up, I think maybe in a week or week and a half or something, after she gets a chance to work on these things in practice. We'll get back on it with Zoom to make sure that, we're on the same page. And then maybe I'll drive up, to where y'all are on the club, and then we will get back out to play 9 or whatever. We'll figure it out, I would prefer not to walk, just, for reasons that they don't really matter, but I prefer not to walk on these real hilly courses. So anyway, if we can get someplace where I can get a cart for 9 holes, that'd be a lot better for me. So anyway, call with any questions, and then Cate, if you obviously have anything, let me know, and we'll touch base in, I'm thinking it maybe a week and a half, something like that. You just let me know. So I'll talk to you later. And again, Tommy, if you got any thoughts or anything, just give me a text. I'll see you soon.